Hello, welcome back to my Christmas and winter series. I hope y'all have been enjoying the series so far. Today I am going to be using these three colors from MadKin Beauty: Roasted Chestnuts, Enchanted Forest, and Holly Jolly. They look so beautiful together. I'm also going to be using the base coat and activator, so dip base and activator, and then I'm going to be using these little mix of stones, rhinestones, gems, all kinds of random things to put on top of the tree. Today we are going to be doing a tree with dip powder, and I'm going to be showing you how I do like a peppermint type, not really peppermint, but it's just like stripes, like candy cane stripes with dip powder as well. So I'm going to be using green on 3 of my nails, and then I'm going to be doing the roasted chestnut, like the nude color, as like a nude base for my ring finger and my middle finger. And those are the two fingers that are going to have the glitter design on them. Now, when I first pulled out these colors, I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. But after I started going, I knew that I wanted to do a tree, but I just wasn't sure what else I wanted to do on the nails. So I just kind of went with it. I was going to make the green matte, but I just decided not to at the last minute. But as you can tell, this green is super opaque. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's probably, I think, my favorite green that I own. I'm not really a green person, but you see how it matches like my table mat? It is so pretty. And you can tell it's super opaque because my tips have like a gray black tint to them, and it only takes one coat to cover them. Now I could have just left it one coat, but with dip powder I still like to do 2 coats. I'm a 2-coat person unless it's like a glitter, or I'm gonna like it's a shimmer that I'm gonna chrome. But I was, like I said, I wasn't sure if I was gonna make it matte, so I just decided to just stick to my 2 dips and call it a day. But I'm just putting the base coat on very thin. I am going to clean up with an orange wood stick around my cuticles. Now I switch up the tool that I use to clean up my cuticles. Sometimes I'll use a titanium toothpick, sometimes I'll use a water marbling tool, sometimes I'll use an orange wood stick. Orange wood stick just seems to be my go-to lately because it's not like as pointy, but I mean, you can use whatever you want really. And then I decided I was also going to do my thumb green. I thought I was going to do the glitter on my thumb at first, but I decided I wanted to keep it really classy, and I really liked how this mani turned out. But spoiler alert, I used too much peel base and my index finger popped off before I could get good pictures, so I literally got one picture before my nail popped off, and I was just like, what in the world? And the picture was decent enough for me, so I just was like, whatever, just leave it. So there's that. I only used one thick layer of peel base, and that's all she wrote. But anyway, back to what I'm doing now. So the importance of cleaning the cuticles really good is because you definitely want to make sure that you are not getting any on your skin. Also, if you're wearing your manis for a while and you're not using peel base, if you get the stuff on your skin, not only can you get contact dermatitis, you can experience lifting when the nails grow out, because obviously if they're hooked on your skin and over your cuticle and not like on your nails sealed, then when you put your top coat on, it's just going to be on your skin, and as it grows out, obviously your nail's going to grow out and it's going to be a steep ledge. Sorry y'all, it's been a very long day. It's so long, like one of the longest days I think I had ever had. I did like 6 loads of laundry because I've been like cleaning the house, the rest of the house, so laundry was my last task. So wash, dry, fold. I'm not going to get to put away these last 2 loads of laundry, so that'll have to be in the morning. But y'all, I'm tired. Did all the dishes. And anybody that has 4 kids knows exactly what I mean by all of the dishes and all of the laundry. Like, it is a tad ridiculous sometimes when I think about it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I did drop a piece of dip powder into there, but I said whatever. Just gonna leave it. I got tired of trying to pick it out. It is what it is. I'm not gonna make a huge deal, and if it ends up on my nail, I'm just gonna get it off. So, also, this roasted chestnuts is like the perfect nude. Like, it is so good. It is like like a soft, like a, has like brown undertones, not like olive undertones. It is so pretty. And I think that it went really well with the green. And then, excuse me, it tied in the, I was trying to think what I was going to say. It tied it all together. Voila! Did you like that little trick? 2 dips. I went ahead and just did one on camera, but I did my second dip. And I wanted to leave the dip powder on my finger so that you guys could kind of see just brushing it off. Like there's no staining. Like usually with darker dips, you'll have like staining on your fingers until you wipe with alcohol, but like nothing. And I also wanted to show y'all, look at how messy that looks, right? But I did not activate. So here's what you do. You take your file, right? You take a 100, 180 grit file. You take the 100, I like to take this is a worn out file. So I would say maybe like a 150 file or so. But I take the 100, 180 grit file and I use the 100 side very carefully and just clean up the dip powder. Like, look at that. Before I activate it while the dip powder is still soft. Like, that's all I literally do is I go around because, y'all, I am not the cleanest dipper. I know my nails may look great at the end, but y'all, I usually don't leave in this process for y'all to see, but I just wanted to show y'all, like, trust the freaking process. Go about it, fix little mistakes, and before you activate, just kind of clean up the dip powder that you got on your skin because y'all saw what it looked like in the beginning, and y'all, I left all of the nails in for y'all so you can literally see what I'm doing. Like, look at how much of a difference that makes to just run the file around very carefully before you activate. Like, to me, it just makes like all the difference. Now, I did speed it up just a little bit because I go very slow. Now, you want to be very careful because you don't want your cuticles and your fingers to look like hamburger meat when you're done. You want to be very careful. Now, you can tell that this file is very well loved, and I keep it for this reason. I will use this file until the pieces fall off because it is very safe for my cuticles at the spot that it is now. But I really wanted to show y'all like how much a little bit of cleanup can do. Like, look at the difference that made. It made the world of difference in how it looks. It looks like a perfect application, and all I really did was clean up just a little bit. Now, the key for the filing part is to do it before you activate. Because when you activate is when the dip powder starts to get hard. And it will rip your it would be like super glue. You'd be like ripping super glue off your nails, so you'll rip your skin off. So you want to do it before you activate. And also when you're activating, I know a lot of people just kind of slop it everywhere, but like watch how meticulous I am with this activator. I'm putting the activator on just like I'm putting a top coat or just like I'm putting a dip base on. I put the activator on just the nail itself. I don't put it on the cuticle. I don't put it on my skin because any product touching your skin, no matter what it is, can give you contact dermatitis. I don't care what nobody says. It will give you something. If you are not supposed to have it on your skin, like I'm pretty sure activator is not something you're supposed to put on your skin. If you repeatedly get activator on your skin, not only will you shred your cuticles whenever the dip powder hardens on there, you will get it's stuff not supposed to be on your skin. You're not supposed to put it there. So just don't do it. Like, you can get ink poisoning if you write on your hand with pen too much. Like, I know a lot of grown people that do that or did that. I used to do that when I was younger. Don't write on yourself with pen. Don't stab yourself with a pencil. Like, stuff that's not supposed to be in or on your skin, just try to not do it. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to touch up the free edge. I'm going to touch up the final shape. I'm going to do a little bit of buffing. I'm going to go ahead and just do some finish filing so that we can get to the fun part. All right, all I did was finish up the shape, and I could leave it like that. Like, to me, this is like a super classy mani, but I wanted to throw in a little bit of glitter because, duh, it's Christmas time. So, and I could not use this glitter. This glitter is gorgeous. So I figured, okay, why not just do a tree? So I left this in for one of my good friends who wanted to see me struggle with this tree that I'm going to make. I do speed up a little bit at certain points, but I leave in all the parts of me making this tree. Now, I use this tiny palette and you put a little bit of gel base on it because I just feel like you putting a gel base on this little palette, I only needed to put gel base on it, which is why it's so small. It's, I think it's a prop, but I use the prop. It's made out of resin, so it works the same as a nail palette. So I get my brush that I've been loving. I've been loving this brush from Ball Pit Nails, the Ball Pit shop. It is amazing. It has a liner brush on one side and it's got a cleanup brush on the other side, but I've been obsessed with this brush. So I will leave it linked below. You should definitely check it out. It's probably one of the best brushes I've ever used. So first I'm going to start by putting a dot kind of in the center where I want the tip of the tree to be. And then I'm going to put 2 other dots kind of where I want to have the tree go, like my triangle is what I'm trying to envision. And because I'm having to look at it kind of sideways, I just wanted to see that it was kind of in the center. And then I'm going to just draw the triangle out with gel. And then I'm going to fix it and adjust it and make sure there's plenty of gel in there to get all of the area that I wanted covered, because when I dip my nail in, I don't want to have to do 2 layers. I don't want to fill in any spots. I literally just want to dip my finger in to the glitter. All the glitters pick up in the right spot, just a little bit of moving around with the cuticle tool, and then cure it and it's finished. So like I don't want to have to do anything else. I don't want to have to add any extra glitters. But right now I'm just drawing the triangle. I like my designs on my nails to be when I hold my hand up to myself with my fingers straight out, like how it is right now. I like to see the design myself because I don't do my nails for anybody else, so I don't need them to see the design. So most of my designs start at the cuticle. Like if it's going to be straight up, it's going to be like when I hold my hand up, it's going to be straight up that way, not when I curl my hand. So, because I like to look at my nails that way. All right, so now I got it how I wanted. Now I'm just going to dip into the glitter. And y'all, look at what it looks like. That is not a tree. So now, here you go. I sped it up, but watch me make my tree. All I'm going to do is I'm going to push it back into that triangle shape. Whatever glitters are not acting right, they get kicked off the nail, as you guys will see. So all you're going to do is take your orange wood stick and you're just going to push them little suckers back where they belong, press it down so it's flat, and just knock the ones off that are misbehaving. They don't get to be a part of the tree if they misbehave. The ones that don't act right don't get to stay. That's exactly what I tell my kids. If you don't act right, you don't get to be doing the fun stuff. So you don't get to be on the nail, these glitters. So you just don't want it to be too thick. Don't be scared to take some off. And the good thing about working with gel versus dip base is that the gel is not going to cure or anything until I put my hand in the lamp. So I can literally play with these glitters as long as I want, and they will not be set until I cure them. And if I didn't like the design when I finished, I could just take a pad with some alcohol and swipe all the glitters and the gel off the nail. And could change my whole design. But once you put it in the lamp, that is when it cures. So I'm literally just messing around with the glitters because I am very meticulous about this. I usually cut this part out, but she told me to leave it so that she could see that I am not perfect, and it does take me a while to do my designs, and I take time to do them. Like I'll look at it several times before I will like be happy with it, because I really wanted the tree to be a skinny tree. I wanted it to look like a tree. I didn't want it to be too bunched up, but I didn't want it to be too spaced apart. I didn't want it to be lumpy, but I didn't want it to be having holes in the area. So I went ahead and cured it, and that is what it's looking like. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my 3 stripes on this finger, and I probably should have just done one at a time because it got a little ridiculous when I did the 3 of them at one time. But as y'all will see again, I just put the gel base exactly where I want it. And when you're doing it this way, you kind of want to make the gel base just like a little bit thicker than you usually would, like a thicker coat of it, just because when you put your hand in the glitter, it's going to like disperse the glitter a little bit, and you want the gel base to kind of hold the glitter on. So just make sure you have enough gel base wherever you want the glitter to catch, right? So now I've got it, I think, where I want it. Shook all the glitters to the top so I catch only glitters and no clear. And y'all, look. That is not a straight line. They are not even like in the slightest bit of evenness. Now, y'all, bear with me as I'm out of frame for some of this. I tried to stay in frame, but y'all, I was like stressed out about this part. I almost didn't even record it because for me, this stuff like this makes me like really antsy. Just like when I'm doing it on myself versus doing it on a set of press-ons, because number one, I don't want to smush any of the gel onto my skin. First off, I should be wearing a finger cut like I preach to y'all. So, do what I say, not what I do, for the most part anyways. Wear a finger cot anytime you're touching gel. I was not paying attention, and I got carried away in my design, and I just was trying to get this done before dinner, so I was really trying to hurry up, and then I went like super in left field with my design, and it ended up taking like 100 years to do, so I was just struggling and trying, and wanted to make the line so straight, but I ended up picking too many glitters. So it did start out to like start to get away from me for a minute, and I did start to get a little frustrated, but I just kept with it, kept playing around, pushing the glitters around, just kind of kept going with it because I knew that once I started to get that bottom line straight, I was like, oh, this is gonna look so pretty. So I was like, I gotta keep at it, because I was almost done with the design, because after this all I have to do is put the star on the tree and then gel base and gel top coat and I'm completely finished. So like I was almost there by this point, and I was just starting to get so frustrated because sometimes when a nail design just like needs so much work like this, I just want to quit. So I totally get where y'all come from when you say like that's just too much work, because it is too much work. But I ended up sticking with it. I left it. I didn't want to do a color block because I didn't want the clear to like show through. Like I didn't want the color of my tip to show through because it's black. So I did the base underneath, which worked out great. Anytime you like wanting to do like a different, like a sheer glitter or a glitter with a lot of clear, just throw a nude color underneath or like a soft shimmer color, and it'll just be a nice base for like a clear type glitter to go on top of, and it won't be super see-through. Just a tip. Or if you like a colored nail tips like I do, then it's a good thing to do. Because I mean, if I have a pop off, I don't want it to be looking like a clear nail. Like I said in a previous video, I like my nails to be looking pretty all the time, even if I have a pop off. So, and I like this black with the glitter on it. I think it's pretty. All right, so I think I'm set. I'm gonna go ahead and cure my nails, and now it is time to put on the star. So when we put on the star, I am just going to like obviously play around with it, I guess, until I find the star that I want, because I kind of had to play around and figure out what star I was going to use, because I wasn't sure if I was going to use my like the gem star, like the rhinestone star, but I was like, nah, that's too big for the tree because it just looked off, and I was just like, nah, not feeling that. So I went in and I looked and I saw like different types of stars. There was like a closed in star, there was like an all gold star, but then I saw the star outline and I just thought that was like the perfect star. Like it didn't need a lot of stuff. The only thing I did have to do really is I did have to bend the star just a little bit because I kind of wanted the star to angle like with the top of the tree, and I didn't want it to be like really like awkwardly on the top of the tree. So I did need to bend it just a little bit after I put it on the nail. So I was just like, how am I going to do this? I already put it on. Instead of just taking it off, or instead of starting with it, I just put it on the nails. Like, so if I had put a thicker thing of gel base on, I wouldn't have had to do anything to it. It would have been just fine to just leave it straight, but I didn't want the edges to poke up. I like all my stuff to like hug on my nail and to like angle really nicely, and it was not giving that for me because I was looking at it and I was just like, yeah, you are not. So I did end up like pulling it off the nail and like bending it just a little bit so that it would lay flatter on like an angle, so that when I was going to put it back on, it would like lay just right. But I wanted the star to lay a certain way, so I had to bend it in a certain direction. I had to like bend it exactly in the center for the point that I wanted to be at the tip, if that makes any sense. But y'all see what I'm doing. Y'all see how I laid the star on. So after I get the star exactly where I want, on the top of the tree with the point at the top, exactly how I wanted, hugging the tree, because also it's hugging the imperfection of the top of the tree. So it's like literally sitting on there. And then I didn't get it quite, so I just ended up pushing it down just a little bit, because I was just like, nah, it's not quite laying down exactly how I want. So I ended up getting like a baggie because I didn't want to touch the gel with my hands. So I ended up just pushing it down a little bit instead of like taking it back off and trying to bend it again. I just bent it on the nail since it was like already almost there. And then I just get it to where I want it, and I'm just like, whatever, it's fine. It's fully bent. It's bent enough. So I'm go ahead and cure that in my lamp. And then after I get that all cured in the lamp, that is when it comes time for the gel base coat and gel top coat. So now over top of these glitters, I do 2 layers of gel base. and then I do a top coat. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be back. All right. So here we are with the finished nails. All that's left to do is throw a little bit of cuticle oil on there, and then it will be completely finished. Now, I've been loving this cuticle oil from MadKin Beauty as well. It soaks up super fast. It smells really good. It's got a brush so that I can put a good amount. It's not a roller ball. So I really love it. And you want to make sure that you're hydrating your cuticles, hydrating your hands and your nails. I'm one that likes to rub the cuticle oil all over my hand, which I decided to do off camera because it's just a little bit excessive. But after that, look at how it turned out. Like, it is a super easy design. Now, it does take some time and some patience, but like, look at how beautiful it turned out. Thank y'all so much for sticking through it with me. I hope that the slow tutorial, the full process of me doing those really easy designs, gives you guys the courage to do them as well. That is what I like for this channel. That's what I'm trying to do for this series, is to show y'all that you can do it. You just have to believe that you can and trust in the process. Like, that's literally all it is, just trusting in the process. But thank y'all so much for spending some of your day with me today. I truly appreciate y'all. I have some videos planned coming up. I may miss a couple of days, but I hope y'all stick with me. I've got a lot of fun things planned. They just might take another day or two longer than I'd like. But I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch y'all in the next video.